and Reese has been here, and Kirsty is here, and Brian is here. Hello to you all. How are we today? How are we? It is 9:30 on Saturday morning, and we are gearing up for our around the kitchen table. Although we're not really around the kitchen table, are we? But we're in the kitchen. So, yeah. How's everyone been? Have you had a good day? Did you have a good Friday? And a good Saturday morning? Fedora, because it's Saturday, Fedora as well. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Amanda is here. Just let me grab my glasses. I think I'm seeing everyone. Leah, hello Leah, welcome in. It's so good to see you all today. Gosh, I've already got 11 people here. Thank you. Brian says, had a great day. How was yours? Yeah, look, it's been good. It's a little bit chilly this morning when I first got up, but it is late autumn. So got up and had a shower. My hair's still drying. And sort of fed the chickens and fed the cats and broke up a fight between the cats. But no, it's been good. And now we're here in the Homestead kitchen, getting ready to have a play. Diego says hello, everyone. Say hello to Diego. Nicholas. Hello, Nicholas. Welcome in. Alexis is here. Hang on, let me just check. Wait. Aren't we? Hello, Artwe. Is your name Alexis? Welcome, Alexis. Everyone's saying hello to Diego as well. I see. Now I've had to set up my phone in a slightly different spot so that you can see the stove a little bit closer, and my laptop cable won't reach that far. So my laptop's all the way over there and I'm all the way over here, but we're doing okay. Hello. It's so good to see you all. So yeah, nice, quiet start to the day. Ace is busy putting up everyone's links as per normal. Thank you so much, Ace. Thank you. You're such a lovely person. So yeah, I thought today, because we discussed it last week, didn't we? Whether or not we should do a live and actually clean the stove on the live. And everyone said, yeah, do it. So that's what we're going to do. I don't know how clear everything will be, because I've never cleaned the stove on a live before, so we're just going to wing it and see how it goes. Hopefully everyone is okay with that. Great fire burn. Yeah, it was. It's still going too, Nicholas. I went down yesterday morning, and what had happened was most of the centre had burnt away, but everything around the edge hadn't. So I sort of raked it all in and made another little pile, and it kept going. And then last night it was still going, and probably after the live today, I'll go for a walk back down the drive with my trusty rake and rake it all back in. And there was a couple of big wheels of white gum, which is no good for burning in the stove, that was sort of sitting around near the bonfire pile down there. So I rolled them in yesterday too. So hopefully they have burnt away, or almost burnt away, but no, it was good. I've got another, I've got 3 more bonfire piles that are similar in size. So if I'm lucky, I'll get them done before the winter rain. Hopefully the winter rain really hits, but we'll see how it all goes. Hello, Joy. Is Joy here? I see Joy, I'm sure. Let me just see. Do I want to touch my phone or will I disconnect the live if I do that? Oh my God, I haven't plugged in the battery pack. Right, one moment. I cannot believe I haven't plugged it in. Oh, this will be fun. So this is my battery pack. So where am I looking? Here we go. Oh dear, I'm not looking forward to this. Now look, when I play with my phone, when I'm actually live, that's when I'm likely to disconnect it. So hopefully I won't disconnect it. Let's see how we get on here. Please, 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 please. Ah. Okay. Okay. Are we still here? I think we're still here. I hope we're still here. I think we are. I think we are. We're here. All right. Have I turned the chat off? No, I haven't turned the chat off either. Okay, well, that's good. I was a bit worried there for a moment. Best YouTube chat I go to, hands down. You're all lovely. Yes, Amanda, we are. Thank you. I'm so glad you like us. We're a nice group. And how are you, Joy? Have you had a great day? Nicholas Grollo wants marshmallows. Listen, if I go back down there later today, I will certainly take some marshmallows and I will have some just for you, Nicholas, just for you. Well, I suppose we should sort of make a start, eh? Should we do this? We got 14 in the house and 14 likes. Thank you very much. I tell you, I was a bit lucky. It wasn't like, it was a bit chilly this morning, but it wasn't too bad. And I'm so grateful because this stove, if it's cold, you know, it tends to go overnight. And it does mean when you come down to the lounge in the kitchen early in the morning, it's just got that nice little warm glow to it, you know, it's very nice. So of course, when it's not going, it means that you come down, it's like, ah. Now, because the camera, it won't like it if I move it around too much, so I'm not going to be able to like drop you in to have a look inside, but we'll do the best we can. Not using the new kettle. No, oh no, I did this morning, Nicholas, for my coffee, but the new kettle is the electric kettle. So if the wood stove is going, then I use this one because it's cast iron. So this is the wood stove kettle, and then I have the electric kettle for when the stove isn't going. So midsummer and when I've let it go out so I can clean it and things like that. I need a cast iron kettle. Oh, you really do, Amanda. Hang on, we have a question. Squirrel deterrence. Oh, okay. Well, yes, you must tell us how you do squirrel deterrence. Is it like the old kookaburra stove? Says Nicholas. This one here, that is a Stanley. It was made in Ireland, and it's called Errigal, I think is how you pronounce it. It's probably wrong. I've probably really butchered the name. It is spelt, it's something like ERRIGAL, I think is how you spell it. But yeah, made in Ireland. And it's got a water jacket, so when it's running, it heats the household water as well, which is great. Michael, welcome in, my friend. Welcome in. I hope you're keeping well. Have you got somewhere to, have you found yourself a new place to move to yet, Michael? Hey, Ginger Nuts. Ginger Nuts is Neil. Welcome in, Ginger Nuts. Lovely to see you. So we're going to start off with this tool here. So you see it's got a little hook on the end. And when the stove is going, you put your wood in the wood box, which is here. But sometimes, especially at night, when you want to really fill the wood box, and like by the time you put in a couple, 2 or 3 pieces in here, you can't fit any more in, but you've got all this space above the logs that you've just put in, right? So you use this tool and you can open the lid like that. So hopefully you can see that I opened that. Got a bit more light in there now too. I wonder if I don't know how well this will work. I thought I'd put the torch there just for a bit of extra light. It may or may not work, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, that's what that tool is for, to lift this lid. And then you can put in, you know, sometimes another 2, 3, 4 logs on the top that you wouldn't be able to do if you were going in from the front. So that is very handy for putting big logs in and for banking the stove at night time. And it's also handy for when you're cleaning it too, of course, like we are going to do today. So let me get the kindling out of the way, which are just sticks from the garden and the bush. And I'll check. Blueberries, says Amanda. I like blueberries. I think blueberries are wonderful. I've got some blueberry plants. They're in pots, mind you, but once the new veggie garden gets set up more, I'll be planting them and making lots of cuttings and more plants. You can never have too many blueberries. It's a bit like strawberries and raspberries. You can never have too many strawberries and raspberries either. I just love berries. Just a shame the only berries I seem to have around here at the moment seems to be blackberries, but beside the point. So down here is the bit that you don't often see when we are doing our round the kitchen lives, because the camera is usually set up higher, but that's the ash pan. So underneath the stove, I have this big pot with a lid on it. That's where I put the ash. So there's some ash in there from when I emptied it the other day. So I put that on the floor under here and just all right, so this is the ash pan. It's got a little handle on the front so you can pull it out, and it is shaped, it's square, or rectangular rather. So this is the poker that came with the oven, and it fits in that slot. So if the ash pan needs to be emptied while the stove is going, and of course it's going to be super hot, you use this end and you put it through like that, and you can pull it out without having to actually touch it. So I've emptied the ash pan, and then I'm going to put it back in here. And what we're going to do, let's see if we've got any questions. No questions. No, we're all good so far. I think we're all good so far. I have a brush. Brush. All right, so what I'm going to do is sweep the bottom of the firebox, and all the ash and smaller bits will fall through the bottom, because the bottom of the wood box is a grate. So ash and stuff can fall through the grate into the ash pan, which is underneath. So let's clean, or let's sweep the wood box out. Oh, someone put up my newest post. Thank you for that. Was it you, Ace? Thank you very much. Which one was it? It was, oh, yeah, it was actually about the stove, wasn't it? It was Confessions of a Chimney Sweep. Quite a funny story, that one. And this is the very job I was doing when that incident occurred too, Ace. Quite often I would, because I don't know if you can see, there's quite a bit of dust and ash coming up. Quite often I'd wear a mask. It really depends on my mood, really. Because when you're standing over it like this, of course you're breathing all the stuff in. All right. Let's see how we're getting on here, shall we? Whew. All right, let me catch up with the chat while we let the dust settle. You can see the dust swirling around there. Joy says, I'm happily divorced and sadly live in a city now, all electric little house. Oh. There are some advantages to living in the city, but I'm so glad I don't. I don't think I'd cope. I really don't. Alrighty. Now, look at that. Had a shower this morning and I'm already getting black. Not complaining. All right, so now we've done that. Take the ash pan out. Now you saw I just emptied it. So now we've got that much ash in it, which is a fair bit. So I'm going to tip that into the pot here, which will kick up a lot more ash. Do it nice and slow and it won't be quite so bad. Now it's empty again. And I'll give it another wipe. And then we can get on to the rest of it. How are we doing, chat? We all still here? All still interested? All right, so on the top here, I think I've told you before that because this is where the wood box is, this is where the oven is at its hottest. here, you know, and as you move away from the wood box, it gets colder. So over here can be, even when it's going, it can be quite cool. You know, you might be able to sort of touch it like that, you know. So over here, there's 3 lids, which basically people think they're hot plates because they're round. They're not hot plates. The entire thing, you can cook on the entire thing. The round lids are basically there just for cleaning. Hello, God's child. Eileen, God's child is Eileen. Welcome in, my friend. It's so lovely to have you here. 28 in 33 days. What are we talking about? I need to go back. My friend's restaurant closed. Oh, my friends closed their restaurant. Oh. Okay, and Amanda's saying that is male, and Nicholas is saying tobacco wars. All right, let me just have a quick look here and see. Melbourne is getting really bad at the moment, is it? Oh no, another firebombing. Oh no, that's terrible. Honestly, I don't know what the world's coming to. All right, so we're going to lift the lids. Now the mafia is after bars. Oh, honestly. All right, so this is our next tool that we're going to use. You see, it's got a tiny little hook here on the end. Can you see that? So what I'm going to do, I get these eggshells out of the way. And I'll move the torch over to here. So over here we have the 2 smaller ones. And you use that little hook on the end. Okay. So this is the lid from the top of the stove. And then you can see there's like this little divot in there. So basically when you need to lift these lids, you put that little hook in there like that, and then you can lift it. When you turn it over, you can see there's creosote there. So that needs to be cleaned off. So I'll put that there, just rest it on the top for the time being. The mafia is active in Melbourne. That was Joy asking Nicholas. So we're going to use this tool. We're going to take the second lid up. Now this one always tends to have a bit more creosote underneath. There we go. Kirsty says, I've just Googled it, Nicholas. It sounds scary. Yeah, it does, Nicholas. And then we have one last lid. It's much bigger, and it's very difficult to get it up with this tool. So what I do, now that I've taken the 2 smaller lids up, I'm going to put my hand in the hole, go in and push it up from underneath. And that's the last one. Now you might see, don't know, maybe you can, it says open and shut on it. There's a hole in the middle, which is for regulating the temperature. So like there's this what do you call that? Paddle, wheel, lever. It's a thing. At the moment, I'm having a mental block and I can't actually remember what the thing is called, but it's a thing. So this sits in there and you can see it's got a ridge here. So when it's in place in the stove, and the stove is actually going, I use this tool to turn it, and that opens or closes the lever. I know lever's not the right word. Why can't I think of the word? Anyway, so, and that increases or decreases the airflow, which increases or decreases the amount of heat. So we've taken out the two smaller lids, we've taken off the big lid, and now we've taken off this. So it's all coming apart. Now let me have a look here at the chat, see what we're up to. Any questions? No questions? Hey Clayton, welcome in my friend. It's good to see you. How are you, Clayton? Nicholas says, I'm thinking I'll move soon. What, get out of the city, you think, Nick? Where would you move to? Go to like Lilydale or the edge of the burbs or out. All right, so next thing we need to do is we need to clear the creosote off How did you remember? We're going to get the creosote off the back of these. I am going to use a wire brush and I'm going to wear goggles because it can go everywhere. And what I don't want is for it to get into my eyes. So I'm putting on my goggles. Look at that. Don't I look sexy with the goggles on? And then I'm going to use this wire brush. Oh, now normally this pot would be down on the floor, but because you can see what I'm doing, I'll just do it up here. Actually, because it's so cold, I could probably just hit it with this and it will just come off. I can already feel it hitting me in the face. I'm glad I wore the goggles. Now this one didn't have too much actually, so it's pretty good. This is the one we're going to do next. And you see there's a few lumps and bumps of creosote there. That's great that you have somewhere to go to, Nicholas. Well, it is, yes. Oh, wow. Huge chunk of creosote came off then. Now, of course, it is a little bit, it's my, no, I can't read that from here. I'm sorry. Give me a moment and I'll be back and I'll read the chat. Ugh. Yuck. That's great. We got some of that done. Even managed to swallow some of it. And I'm wearing my sexy eye protective goggles. So that's it now. It's looking a bit cleaner. Could be better, but it could be worse. Now, where is it? We're going to do the big one, but let me catch up on the chat. Amanda's saying my grandma had one. Okay, hang on. Let me catch up with the chat here. She's a whiz at remembering names. Yes, I am. Oh, am I going to disconnect anything if I touch the... All right, so Nicholas says, even Turak, my lawyer's house, got broken into and they hurt them for oh, gee. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. I do worry about the way the world's going. Hey, Reese. Welcome in, my friend. Good to see you. All right, so now we're going to clean this part. Now I'm going to use a soft bristle brush for this one. Turn it round. You never get creosote buildup on this part. It says ash, so it's very easy to wipe off and into the bucket. So now that is done. And then I check with the chat. We're learning how to clean a wood stove. You certainly are. All right. So now we do the big lid, which is looking like that. So look, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. We'll give it a bit of a clean up. And of course, once the stove is going again, the heat will make the rest of it just fall away, especially since I've given it a bit of a clean. Well, I better put my goggles on. Put the goggles on. I wonder if I turn it round that way, you can see it a bit better. So I'm going to use this tool, actually, the lift lidder, and I'm just going to knock it in. Get off some of the big bits. Must be 10 o'clock. 10 a.m. in Victoria, Australia. I'm going to have to swap hands for a moment. All right. This lid is going to need the wire brush. There weren't too many big bits to knock in. Meow. Meow. All right. And again, it could be better and it could be worse. Now, catch up with the chat again and we'll get on to the next one. I know, I do love my old clocks. Do you like my sexy goggles? Mm-hmm. It's very hard to read with the sexy goggles. Oh no, let me tell you. Alrighty, next bit. We'll get that up there. That is the oven part. That is where you cook. Now, down here, about that far down, is where that lives, which directs the airflow. And it's sort of like a, what's the best way to describe it? Like, almost like another bench, another plate down there, and it almost goes to the edge of the oven. In fact, it goes to the, probably almost to the edge of the door. So there's a gap down the side. When the wood box is going, the air comes up. There's a gap here, so I can put my hand through and underneath. See my hand there? So the air from the fire comes up and runs under the top of the stove, and then it goes down the side of it, and then underneath, and then up the other side and up through the flue. So that's how it circulates. So from the wood box, along the top, down the side, under the bottom, back up and through the flue. So what we need to do is clean this other bench, and we need to use this tool to scrape any creosote which is built up down the side of the oven. So for that, I don't need the goggles, so I'll take the goggles off. Good to know. God bless you, everyone, says Reese. God bless you too, Reese. Yes, no, it is good to know. It's always, if you're using the wood stove, it's really handy to actually understand how it works. So I'm using this to scrape everything to the edge. In fact, I won't use that one. I'll use, where's the soft brush? Okay, I'll use the soft brush. Now, everything that's on this table here, I can either brush that back into the wood box, which of course I'll have to empty later, or I can push it to the other end and then it will drop down the side and I can get it out from underneath. So now what we're going to do is brush everything off this table here. Now, if possible, it's good to be able to give your wood stove a really, really good deep clean, like at least every 2 weeks. At least. Look at the size of the bits of creosote. Actually looks quite pretty, or sparkly. Look at that. Stuff flicking up all over the place. Now the other thing we can remove here, don't know how well you can see it, is like a little, right there, that's the bit, is another little door, which is pretty clean actually. That gives you access to the flue itself, so you can put a brush up the flue to clean the flue. So we've got to take that down, but that's actually pretty clean, so I'm pleased about that. It's natural chalk too. Yeah, look, it can be. It can be, for sure. You've got to make sure you've just got a really hard piece though, Nicholas. Some of the softer bits, they just tend to fall apart. But if you can get a really good hard bit, so if I put that there, you might be able to see it a bit better. Use this brush at the moment. And everything that's just in here that I can reach with the small brush, I'm just pushing it down because I'll be able to get it out from the underneath. Give me a moment or two. I will come back to the chat. Make sure I catch up with everyone because I do like to keep up with what you're all saying and what you're all asking and so forth. So just give me a moment. Now I've got lots more black stuff up here. I tend to clean the oven like a big deep clean like this. I tend to do it like fortnightly, I think. Occasionally it's every 3 weeks. Right, people, what are we chatting about? Let me just shared. Oh, thank you. Way to go, says Joy. Nice, says Amanda. Oh, thank you, Clayton. I really appreciate that. Amanda says add water and it's lye, and I suspect that's why it's good. Yes, yes, that is right. There's minerals in the ash. Yes, that's exactly right. And yes, it is good for rose bushes, Nicholas. You're quite right. I can't remember which. I did 2 videos, I think, either last year or the year before, on cleaning the wood stove. And I think in the description for one of them, and I don't know which one it was, maybe the first one, I actually broke down in percentages what sort of minerals and things are in the ash and the creosote. I'm pretty certain I did that. And it was really quite interesting. I can't remember any of it. Don't think I can remember any of it now, but it was really quite interesting to see the components of it. It was, yeah. So yeah, there you go. All right, so we're pushing more stuff through, more stuff. Now, remember I said we've got like the top and then there's another table underneath. What can happen is the underneath, or the ceiling, I suppose, also has like, I can feel creosote here. So I need to get the wire brush and brush the underneath of this top plate so it drops onto the little bench beneath it, and then I can sweep it off to the sides. So can you see? Hang on, if I move. Like I said, it's a bit of a. So if I move you ever so slightly across, you can sort of see. So I'm using the brush, and we're just going to scrape underneath. I should have. All right, I'll just shut my eyes for a minute. All right. So that's the top of that cleaned now with my trusty wire brush. What are we doing? Guessing the weight of the oven? Oh, you love the hoodie? Thank you. Yes, I do like, it would have been good if it was longer, you know. I tend to buy everything like, I'm not like, I just like oversized jumpers in winter, you know, so if this came down to my knees, it would be even better. So, I mean, it's not the best in terms of, you know, looking like you've got a svelte figure or a waistline, but it's really good at keeping your bum warm. And quite frankly, when it's cooler, you want to be warm. You want something snuggly. And this really is very snuggly. So, right, we've done that bit, which means we've got to sweep it again because all the creosote that was on the top is now on the bottom. So sweep it through. There's a lot of sweeping in this. And again, I'm brushing it into the wood box. Trying very hard not to get the brush stuck. You've always got to have a couple of lamps hanging up there in case the power goes out. All right. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. Right. Where are we up to? Everyone happy? No questions? 15 people in the chat, 24 likes. Thank you for the likes. I do appreciate that. Now, what do I want to do next? Oh, I know. I was going to use this tool. This, I put it there, you can see it a bit better. That tool. The reason it's not round is so it will fit down the side here. Remember I said there's a gap that runs all the way down the side where the air circulates. So it's made to fit that gap, and it's the right length so that the tool will reach to the bottom of the oven. So this is a tool that's specifically made for this stove. So I put it in. And I rub this edge here. Doesn't matter whether it's that edge or that edge, but I rub that along the side, and that knocks, if there's any creosote buildup, it knocks it down and it drops down to the bottom. But really, there's not that much there because I do it fairly regularly. Okay. Next bit. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Where's that lid? Where did I put that? This is the little lid that lives at the bottom of the flue. It actually says Stanley, even though you're probably seeing it backwards. Now, what am I going to do? If I put that back just for a minute, and then if I hit the flue with my hand, you might hear tinkle, tinkle, tinkle as all the creosote in the flue will start to fall down. This is where everything went pear-shaped in my article. I hit the flue and there was like an ocean of soot and dust and creosote. Hopefully that won't happen today, but let's see what happens. Did you hear the tinkle? I don't know if you can hear it. All right, that'll do us. Now, hey, Mrs. G, welcome in, my friend. Good to see you. Mike's Adventure Sparks, you're here as well. Hello, Mike. How are you, my friend? Are you well? I hope your health is improving. Shop. Amanda says shop. Ace, how says Susan's other Woodstove? Oh, the detail in description. Hey, Jeremy. Jeremy is Strings and Pucks. Welcome in, Jeremy. Lovely to see you. Oh, Mrs. G says I was invited in by local. Thank you, Mrs. G, for coming in, and thank you, Clayton, for inviting people. So, we've given this a hit, the flue, and creosote has fallen down the flue. We've cleaned the wood box. Let's see how, wow, that is disgusting. It's almost full. Again, I just emptied it, and because I hit the flue, it's almost full. So we need to clean it again. You never know how much is going to actually fall down. What shall I use? I'll use this one. No, I'll use that one. I'll try this one. All right. We're getting there. Let me just catch up. Chef Sibby, hello, my love. Welcome in. I was just practicing Bobby McGee today. Jeremy says Amanda. Oh, you play an instrument, Amanda. That is good. I'm trying to learn the tin whistle. So any of you that like, you know, like Irish folk music and stuff like that, tin whistle features quite a lot in some of the old folk tunes, and I am trying to learn the tin whistle. Having said that, I say I'm trying to learn, you know, I haven't actually picked it up for about 3 months. I really got to get more into a schedule with it. Okay. Ta-da! We are going to try and get this up here. There we go. Excellent. I need a better brush. I really do. Oops. Because you can see this brush clearly isn't sort of long enough to go all the way up to the top. And there's a place in Victoria, I think it's called Busy Bees or something. They actually do bees, but they also sell all the equipment for cleaning your stove. And I want to buy, you can get like these brushes, and because of course you've got to come in from the front and then go up, so it's got a bend in it, and you just keep adding bits to the handle, I suppose, and it just makes it longer and longer and longer, so you can get all the way up to the top. And now we've brought down a lot more creosote. So let me brush that. We're getting there. Now, normally it would take me about an hour and we've already been an hour, but of course we're stopping. Well, I suppose we didn't actually start for like the first 15 or 20 minutes. So the reason I give the flue a bit of a tap is to get the stuff which is higher up the flue that I cannot reach with this. And I guess you're probably all wondering, all this stuff that I've just scraped down the side and it's come down the flue, where did it go? I'm sure you're asking that question. Where did it all go? Oh no, if you lost your wallet. Hey, there's fair call, Nicholas. Nicholas said I left my passport and I couldn't take. Oh no. Yeah, no, you're right, Nicholas. It was a sign. I'm glad you didn't go wherever it was you were meant to be going. I'm glad you didn't go there. Ah, okay. Song lyrics. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That makes sense. Now, we open this side, which is where you do all the baking. Now, I wonder, can you see? Yeah, you can see. All right, so you need to open your eyes and very carefully down here. Can you see a little, maybe if I put the torch on it, you might be able to see it. Can you see there's like a little door down there, almost like a drawer? Can you see that? No, it's too glary. Anyway, if I put that back up there. So there's like a little drawer here. Meow. Oh, and that's it. Not much to it. And it opens up, which you can see a bit better. Another cavity there at the bottom. Can you see that? Now again, this tool, that little cavity is just the right size for this. So we put it in here and then we've got to scrape out all the stuff. So if I very carefully try and drop you ever so slightly without disconnecting anything. Okay, there we go. Now, I have my container of ash, which is starting to fill up. It was empty, or almost empty. It's about there now. So we're going to put this under here and then start scraping out the stuff. Now if I look for a dustpan, all right, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay. So that is from the first scraping from underneath. And then it just drops into this little bucket. Now this is going to take a while. That. Of course, if you leave all that ash and creosote there, it means that the air can't circulate through the oven properly. And that's why when you don't clean your oven, it finds it very hard to get up to temperature. because the air can't circulate, because where it needs to go is blocked by creosote and ash and stuff like that. Now at the moment, I'm cleaning the bit which is directly under the flue. A lot of stuff coming out. I tell you, I reckon I've really earned my cup of coffee this morning. It just keeps coming. Can you see it? Or am I in the way? I'm probably in the way a bit, am I? Right, and then I get my tool and I turn it around so I can do the other side. There shouldn't be as much on the other side. Because it was only cleaned like a week or two ago. What is that? Oh dear. It's never good when you get a metal bit. Oh. All right, keep going. It just keeps on coming. All right. I'm going to stand up and have a look at the chat for a minute. Because quite frankly, I'm getting tired sitting down there. Let's have a quick catch up. Exploradora says, I've accidentally taken mods off people by mistake. Sorry, Jeremy, definitely didn't mean to. Oh, no, Dora wouldn't do that. Oh, did I do something? Did I do something? Did I do something to Jeremy? Oh, Art We Needs Coffee. Yeah, I'm hearing you, girl. I really am. What do I need to do? I'm going to grab the torch, shine it in, and just see how much more there is. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. Maybe two more. We're getting there, we're getting there. And once I've done this bit, we're almost going to be ready to start putting it all back together. And the really exciting bit, which is lighting it. All right. So there's all the creosote. Oh, I'm making my coffee now. Oh, Coffee Mama, hello, love. Welcome in, my dear. Good to see you. You know what I'm going to do, I'm going to move that back over there and give the wood box one last brush down, because in the process of cleaning the flue, we did knock down a bit more stuff. So how long do you think we've actually been cleaning the stove for? So again, we've got a mixture of ash and creosote. Tip that into the bucket. And put it back in. Wow. Really should have thought the times for getting... Oh no, he got timed out. Did I do that? Have I timed out Jeremy? Oh, only gives me the option to delete him or time him out. Anyone know? Have I timed out Jeremy? No, but Susan, you can restore him, I think. So I did it though. Oh no, Dora did it by accident. If you go up to it, can I do it on my laptop? Hang on, I'm better on my laptop. If I go up to Jeremy, I'm trying to find it. How far up is it? Oh, okay. No, I can see that it says Dora deleted a message, but it's not saying that she's timed anyone out. No, it's not timed out, I don't think. Oh, strings and parks. He's not timed out. View the deleted message, says Nick. Well, I've just made him a moderator, but it's giving me the option to put Jeremy in timeout. It's not saying to untime him out. I don't think he's in timeout. But I'm so sorry, Jeremy, if you are. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know if I can fix it. Okay, so where are we? We've cleaned the stove and we're going to put it all back together. So, first things first, we put this little door back at the bottom. At least everyone knows of who you are in the chat now, says Dora. All right, so the little door is back and then we shut the oven. Nice and simple. Then what we do is we put the flue cover back on. I'll get the torch and put it over the top so you've got a bit of extra light. Now we have the 3 lids here that we took off. The first small lid, you see, so almost a hand size, a good handful. All right, so that goes on, drops into place like that. Hopefully you saw it. And then we have the second lid, which we are going to drop into place. The next thing we need is this, which is how you direct your airflow. There's a little, sort of like a little hole, a little divot in this plate that's underneath, and it sits in that. All right, so that's there. Okay. And then we put the big plate back on, or the big lid. I've just got to line it up correctly. Needs to be there more. All right. And then that's working nicely. How long did you time him out for, Dora? Poor guy. He'll be fine though. Poor Artwee. Poor Jeremy. Stove cleaning 101 with Susan. That's right. Oh, Dora says, I'm moving rooms and obviously had my fingers on the screen. Oh dear. Coffee Mama, are you making the dessert? Are you making a dessert? Oh, it was for 30 minutes, says Kirsty. Oh. Nicholas says, hang on, what does Nicholas say? Nicholas says, I was thinking the same thing. It's cake time. Have I got cake? Well, I've got to light the stove first, don't I? So let's do that. What we're going to do is we're going to shut the ash pan box. And you can see here there's a bit of a wheel. Hopefully you can see that there. Yep, okay, you can. Sort of there. Now that spins. When it spins, you can open or close the vent. So as you spin it, the wheel comes out from the face of the stove, from the face of the door. And it allows air to enter the ash pan area, and then it comes up through the base of the wood box and through the fire. So it gives air to the fire. And then, as I explained before, it goes up. The hot air goes along the top, down the side, along the bottom, and up the other side. And then it runs along to the back and then up through the flue. So I guess the only thing we have left to do now is to actually light it. So, what have I got here? sheets of newspaper. Oh, I don't have 2 sheets of newspaper. Might grab another one. Kevin, who comes up on a Friday, he buys the newspapers, and then when he's finished with them, he brings them up for me. All right, so that is in, and next we have our trusty bucket of sticks for kindling. So let's have a look at that one. Will it fit? Bit too long. All right, hang on, I'll step on it. All right. Whoops. And before we do this, let me just catch up with chat because it's been a couple of minutes. So let me just catch up with chat. Oh no, Dora. I don't know why I'm standing here in front of my phone with my mouse. Oh, hello, hello. Okay. Oh, Amanda says, I love you, Dora. And everyone's giving Dora hugs. Peyton Samuels, welcome in, Peyton Samuels. Good to see you. Cake time. Yes, yes, well, we'll see. We'll see. Let's put in some sticks. Really handy having so many trees around the place. Oh. Yeah, because we're on a live and I don't want the thing not to light, we'll get a decent handful. We'll shovel them in. Because, I mean, it'd be a bit embarrassing, wouldn't it, after all of that, if I can't get the thing to light. And it does happen sometimes. Just hopefully not today. All right. So we've got some sticks in. And then next, we are going to go in with the next layer. So we started with sticks, and now we've got a good handful of smaller bits, like this. So the paper lights the sticks from the garden, which in turn light these slightly larger bits, and then we put larger wood on top of this again. Hey, look, we got 30 likes. That's pretty cool. Thank you for the 30 likes, folks. So we're putting don't know how well you can see. Oh, we've got another small bit there, another small bit there. Look, we'll put them in as well. And then, oh, that could be a good bit. We'll put that in. Like a little lid on the top. And then one larger piece. Now, what do I need next? We're almost there. Going to use this, remember, with the little hook? Now it's cold, of course, so I can touch it with my hand, but there's a hook here, And then I lower the lid. Alrighty. Shall we do this? Oh, God, I tell my hands feel disgusting. Just give it a last brush along the top. Probably should have done that before I closed the lid, but that's okay. We'll brush it down there because the bucket's still there. Right, shall we light it? Yes? No? So I'm opening the vent up the top here, which will allow airflow up the flue. I've got this vent down here open to allow air to go into the wood box. So it's going to have full airflow up and under. So let's light it and pray that it all works. Da, 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 da. Now, dustpan and broom. I've got the dust. Oh, there it is. Right, so while that's happening, I'm just going to do a quick sweep up of the floor. Oh, put the kettle on, yes. Kettle is on. Now, I wouldn't normally have the door open. That's just so you can actually see that I've lit it. I will close it a little bit because I want the air to go in from underneath. If I leave that door open, it's going to go in through the front, not from underneath. I know, visually it's not as good. Oh, I can hear it roaring. Can you hear it? Or is it just me? Stunning stove, Susan. Well, thank you. I love it. I absolutely love it. And hopefully I can have that cuppa soon. 30 likes. That's awesome. Thank you everyone for the 30 likes. If you are enjoying the live, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Of course, you know, if you're not, then you don't need to. That's fine. I get that. No point giving thumbs up to things that you're not enjoying. Get all the crap off the floor, or else I'm going to be walking creosote into everything. All right. Well, that sounds to be doing really well. And hopefully we'll have coffee soon. I wonder how long it will take for the kettle to boil. Sometimes it takes it can take 5 to 10 minutes depending on how hot it is. Especially when you're doing it from cold. So the metal is cold, the kettle is cold, the water that's in the kettle is cold. So if you're going from scratch, it can take 5 to 10 minutes. If it's already going, it can take 2 or 3 minutes. In fact, if it's already going, it usually just takes the same amount of time as it would if it was an electric kettle, really. Strings and pucks! Jeremy! I tried, Jeremy. I tried to bring you back. Thank you so much. Hi, Jeremy. We love you. We really do. We all love you, and you're back. Oh, dear. I couldn't work out how to bring you back, Jeremy. I'm so sorry. But I really appreciate that you actually hung in there. Amanda says it was the best thing ever. Ah, well, what are you looking at? If we go, no, that's the wrong way. If we go that way, you get to watch me just for a couple of minutes washing my hands. Okay, so we're going to wash my hands because I feel absolutely disgusting. Actually, should get that out of the way too. All right. And I'm looking forward to a cup of coffee. Oh, I forgot about that. All right, so where are we? I baked some meat last night. You see there's a bit of grease in the bottom of the pan. So usually what I do is, especially if I'm starting a fire from scratch, I'll get some newspaper, scrunch it up, and I'll actually wipe it in the pans first. And it gets the bulk of the oil and the grease out of them. And then that's the screwed up newspaper I would put in the bottom of the stove, you see. So that way it's not going down the sink, it's not going into the compost bin, and it helps to make the stove light sometimes. So yeah, bit of oil and grease. Of course, you know, you can also render it down and put it in the fridge for next time you cook, depending on what it was. But this was only sausages, so yeah, not good for reusing really. But we'll put it there. I'm going to wash my hands. Oh, honestly, I've got soot all the way up to the elbows now. All right. Ding. Hear a ding. Look at Jeremy getting the royal treatment. Timed out and shouted out. Yeah, Jeremy's awesome. If you love your music, and Jeremy is the most incredible guitar player, he really is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right, let me have a look. Susan, how much does the stove weigh? Maria! Hello, hello. All right, now your question, Dora. Let me have a look. Wait, have I got, where's the book? Because I'm still here. I've got it all written down somewhere. I just can't find it at the moment. No, I can't tell you. I can't tell you, Dora. There is a website, and you can still get the manual for this stove on the website. And I downloaded that manual quite a few years ago now. And it does tell you how much it weighs, but I've got a big pile of paperwork there, and it's in that pile. So every time I buy something or get something that has a manual, it goes in a big box with all the other manuals, and it's in there. I'll find out, I'll put it in the description. but I can't tell you what it is right now. Can you hear the oven roaring? I can. And I can hear a little bit of creosote coming down the chimney still. As it starts to heat up, it will detach from the flue and start to drop down. But I'm not hearing a lot because I tend to keep it fairly clean. So that's a good thing. And I think I can already hear the water starting. 368 kilos, says Nicholas. Thank you for looking that up. We can look it up for you. Oh my God, says Nicholas. Yes, yes, quite heavy, quite heavy. I can't hear it, but Dean is snoring next to me. Well, we'll blame Dean. We'll blame Dean. I can hear it. Although I can't hear it as well now that I've closed that that little bottom door. So yeah, there. Oh. Do you like doing crosswords, dear Nicholas? Yeah, I'm definitely hearing the water doing something. I am going to get my cup, put some coffee in it and wait, excitedly wait. Where is my cup? Oh man. You know, I don't want a little cup of coffee today. I think I deserve a big cup, so I'm going to have a big one that says Mum. Because yeah, it's a big cup for a big job well done. So let me get some coffee. So now this is the kettle, the electric kettle that Nicholas was talking about earlier. I was given this by my daughter for my birthday, which was it last week, my birthday, or was it the week before? I'm already losing track. I don't know what the date is today. But yeah, so she gave me that electric kettle for my birthday, and it's got a little temperature gauge on the front. So I had to use it this morning when I got up at 5:30 because I didn't have this one going. So that's the electric kettle and the cast iron one for the cast iron stove. Oh, coffee, coffee, coffee. Coffee, coffee. I'm very excited about my coffee. Ding. Must be 11. Almost 11. Oh, I can feel it. I can get my bum warm now. Wednesday last week. Yeah, Wednesday last week. Okay. Oh. Wow, doesn't time fly? It's been a busy few days actually. But no, it was very good. And then we had Mother's Day as well, of course, so that was exciting. It wasn't a particularly busy day, Mother's Day, just sort of a day. It's just a day. What's everyone saying in chat while we wait for this kettle to boil? Should I be looking on my laptop? I need to get a longer cable for the laptop. A longer extension lead. Laura Ashley is the designer of the kettle. I collect coffee mugs and I want them to be large. Oh, who is Laura Ashley? Says Amanda. Laura Ashley. Well, I'm not totally up to date, Amanda. But back in the day, like Laura Ashley, I think was a clothes designer. I don't know whether she started out with clothes and then moved into housing accessories and things, or whether she started with the house stuff and moved into clothes. But I'm pretty certain she started with clothing, and she used to have all these very like long flowing gowns with flowers and very feminine clothing, like in the 80s and 90s. And I know I had some of her dresses. I don't know whether I still have any of them. Certainly I don't have anywhere to wear them up here. You can't really sort of like skip around the paddocks in amongst the cow and the cow poo with, long flowing dresses and bows and ribbons. And honestly, can you imagine? The cows would go insane. But yeah, no, I used to have some of her clothes. That was obviously before I went through into the goth stage of my life. So when I first started working after I left school, I was very sort of Laura Ashley. And then I went from that into sort of like a 1970s retro style. And then I was goth for like a long time. So yeah, but I like playing up with clothes. It was good fun. We're still waiting for the kettle to boil. Do it, do it, do it. Wow, what are we doing? What do you want me to do, Nicholas? Should I check on my laptop? Yeah. Yes, I was a bit of a tomboy. But then, and I suppose there's moments too, like not always. I wasn't always a tomboy. It depended on my mood a lot, I have to say. It is a beautiful kettle, Jeremy. Thank you so much. Ace is still here. Put on your high heels and run through the land. Are you nuts? With a party dress. I wouldn't even run out there with my boots on. Rabbits and undulating ground, it'd just be my luck. I'd fall over and break my ankle or my hip or something, But look, in my mind, I'm doing it. Okay. Here we go. Raise you up a little bit. And do that. Okay. We're waiting for the kettle. I want this coffee, folks. I want this coffee. I can hear the water bubbling now, so it shouldn't be too long. There you go. Oh. We're getting there, aren't we? Let's have a look. What are we talking about, folks? We've got 31 likes still. That's lovely. Thank you very much. Hippie chick mixed with a lot of Stevie Nicks. Yeah. No, they don't get used now, Nicholas. Yeah, Nicholas thought, why do we keep clothes? Well, I suppose I keep them because very occasionally, or you might get invited somewhere where you need to have a particular type of outfit. And also, like, especially with my gothic stuff, with all the buckles, and it had like the bat wing sleeves and the mesh and the chrome and stunning, stunning clothes, you know, and I enjoyed wearing them. Like, they brought me happiness. They brought me joy when I wore them. And when I look at them now, even though I probably can't fit into them, and I certainly don't have anywhere really to wear them, it brings me happiness to remember when I did and I could. I haven't kept everything, of course, but just a select few. So if I got invited to a wedding tomorrow, I could actually have a half decent dress to wear. If I suddenly, for some reason, needed to wear something a bit gothic-y, I've got something. So I've got a nice selection. I haven't kept everything. Oh, the heat, it's wonderful. Once I had this cup of coffee, we could all go sit outside on the veranda and have a look at the view. It's a little bit windy out there today, but it's not looking too bad. And thank you ever so much, everyone, for actually keeping me company while I did it. It's a bit of a dirty job, really, but someone's got to do it, as they say. Nicholas says, if you want to choose the best and run on the lawn, is it the lawn? Is that what it says? On the land. What heels? Oh, I've got heels. Listen. I didn't time it. What do you reckon? Was it 10 minutes? Can you hear it whistling? I'll let it go for a bit longer. Yes, yes, yes. It is 28.9 Celsius is 84. Is that what it is where you are, Ace? Wow. That's quite warm. That's quite warm. And you're only like, what, early spring? I hope it's, I'm a little bit, I'll be honest, I'm a little bit worried. I mean, even now for autumn, it's quite warm here. We've only had one snowfall. And really, the log burner in the lounge, I've only had to light it once. Some years, we've got it going 24/7 from sort of mid-March. Can you hear it? I need to shove off, says Jeremy. It was a lot of fun, and have a great weekend, says Jeremy. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for hanging around after, you know, we'll just call it the incident. We'll call it the incident from going forward. That's what we're going to call it. And everyone will know exactly what it means. So in future lives, whenever we discuss the incident, it'll be all about you, Jeremy. But I hope you have a lovely weekend. They're saying a big El Nino here to start in a few months. Oh, God, it's terrible. Hearts, it's the skeleton. I hope you don't catch a cold, Susan. No, I hope I don't too. It's actually been years since I've had a cold. And I know I shouldn't say things like that, should I? There we go. I'll hit the bench. Glad you got out of jail, says Amanda. Thank you. I think you're pretty wonderful too. And everyone, yes, if you haven't checked out Jeremy's channel, please, you must do. He's the most amazing guitar player. All right. I'm guessing you can all hear the kettle. Let us do this. Move it over the other side for a moment. I can still hear the water bubbling. Open its little thingy. You've got a little lever there and you go click like that. Oh, yummy. And I'll leave it there. And I suppose we can go out the front and enjoy the view together. I will cover the sink because the cats will get into there as soon as my back is turned. Not that there's really anything in it. They just like to go to make sure there's nothing in it. They're ever hopeful, the cats. Ever hopeful. So we're closing the front wheel down a little bit to reduce the airflow. When you restart the stove, I tend to give it about 10 minutes or so, basically long enough to boil the kettle. So you let it really roar, and then you can turn down that front wheel, and then you get this tool, and we close the vent to the flue. So while the flue vent is open, a lot of air is rushing up the chimney. And it doesn't matter at that point because you're just trying to get speed. You're trying to get the air to really blow so the fire really kicks off. Once the fire's going adequately, you can slow it right down. And now that I've closed that flue, the dial here, the temperature, will start to crank up very quickly because while the flue was open, all the heat was going up the chimney. Now I've closed it down, all the heat will start circulating around the oven instead. So, yeah, that's where we're at. I will move the torch. I don't want it melting while we are outside. So, shall we go outside and sit on the front veranda or the back veranda or maybe even both? We can do that for a little while, I think. So, let me get my battery pack and I'll pop it in my pocket. Gosh, how am I going to carry everything? So we'll work something out, won't we? We'll work something out. All right. Turn you around. You see my messy room. Walk past Kevin the rooster. There's Kevin the rooster. Put my cup of coffee down so I can actually open the door. There he is. Now open that door or open the screen door. And then with my other hand, I'll grab my coffee, all the while trying not to spill it. All right, and then I can push the screen. So that direction and sit out there, or do you want to sit out there? So that's what I call the back. This is the front. Got that battery pack? I certainly do, Ace. I'm surprised I forgot to plug it in this morning. I'm very lucky that I realised. There we go, peoples. Take in the view. You see some sheep down there. There's some cows over there. Let's come down here so I can actually put my cup of coffee down. Oops, I'm dodging pot plants. Trying not to spill my coffee at the same time. Look at that. Now, if I put my cup of coffee Sorry, you're just going to get to look at a wall for a moment. All right. Oh, my hat. I don't have my hat. You're right. But, hopefully it won't matter, Nicholas. Is it cold? You know, I didn't actually check the temperature before I came outside, Nicholas. It doesn't feel overly cold. It was this morning when I first got up. But it doesn't feel too bad now. No, don't step on the weed. It's my favorite. It's your favorite weed. Oh. Now, let me have a look here. Oh, Ginger Nuts is there. Says, thanks, Ace, but I don't have any real content. But it is your plan to do content, I believe. Is that right, Neil? One day? I think I remember you talking about it once in a live. Kirsty says, oh, lovely. Oh, lovely. Hang on. It doesn't want me to read that one. We are making a new thing for our pantry next week to store grains, etc. under. Oh, that'll be exciting. No gum boots. Oh, it doesn't like me scrolling up. It is an amazing property. No gum boots. Maybe the heels today. I shared on the community page, Kirsty, the bar. The bar. No jail in Susan's channel, guys, says Nicholas. Well, can we really say that now, Nicholas? Kirsty says, I watched a video of yours yesterday, Susan, when your throat was sore. Yes, yes. Must have been a little while ago. Sometimes I start to get a cold, but then I seem to be able to combat it fairly well. Moxie Man, hello, my friend. We're almost 2 hours into the live already, and you have missed. We've had the most interesting morning. We have been cleaning the wood stove. I let it go cold overnight, and we've cleaned it all out. We've scraped it all down, and I showed everyone how all the different bits and pieces and explained how it works. And we lit it, and then we waited for the kettle to boil. And now, Moxie Man, I am sitting outside having my second cup of coffee for the day, and I'm having a big mug for a big job well done. So yes. Yes, indeed. But I'll have to bring everyone out to see the view too, don't I? Look at that. Look at that view. I'm so blessed to have a view like that. Rick! Hello, Rick. Welcome in. Welcome in. Oh, no, we're back. Hey, Driving Daily. That is John. Welcome in, John. Amazing view for a cuppa. It really is. It really is. Coffee Mama is back. Welcome in, Coffee Mama. Rick says, hello, Susan. I was sent here from John. John's such a lovely boy. He's such a lovely boy. Thank you, John. Heather. Hello, Heather. How are you, my love? We've just been cleaning the wood stove. It took almost an hour and a half to clean the wood stove. And then we boiled the kettle. And now I'm enjoying a nice steaming cup of coffee on the veranda. I watched the wool sheds and all kinds of stuff. Oh, that was a good video. Yes, I like that. The wool shed tour was good fun. They do 2 a year. And there's so many wool sheds in the district that it would probably take them years to do each one, you know. So lots of new and interesting content. Nicholas says, Google weather says it's 17 at Susan's. Well, if Google weather says it's 17, then it probably means it's about 14. Because Google weather has never been correct yet. But it gives you a starting point. So you basically, Nicholas, you get whatever Google weather says, and then you deduct, say, 4 or 5 degrees, and generally that's about it. How are you, John? And how are you, Heather? Did you have a good week, Heather? Right along, gang. Hello, hello. We've been cleaning the wood stove, but we've finished that bit now. Oh, yes. Nicholas, yes. Let's hit and like and subscribe button. Thank you, chat. Says Nicholas. Thank you. That would be wonderful. So, yes, we've been cleaning the wood stove, and Teal Horse, you're here as well. Hello, my friend. And now we're just enjoying a coffee. Can you hear the kookaburras? They're over in those trees over there. Did you hear them? Moxie Man says, let's subscribe, hit like, and always share the live. Oh, thank you, thank you. Darren. Hello, Darren. Welcome in. It's lovely to have you here. Deborah is here as well. Oh, thank you, Deborah. Thank you, John. Much appreciated, everyone. I love that orangey rose. I know, I'm surprised the thing's still flowering, Amanda. You know, we're almost 2 weeks. It's going to be winter. Oh, dang. Time to clean the wood stove. Winter rolling round for you. Yes. Yes, right along, gang. But we got it done. It didn't take too long to do. You know, as long as you do it fairly regularly, it only takes like about 45 minutes. But then I was a little bit distracted as well because, of course, I had a chat going as well. So, and, you know, when you've got people there in chat, everything takes a bit longer because you're going and you're chatting, and it's the whole point of doing a live is being able to have all your friends come in and keep you company while you're doing things. Or it is for me anyway. And I really enjoy the company. Ashes on the roses. Yeah, look, maybe, Nicholas. Maybe. I might be moving that rose bush, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Ah. All right, let's turn you around again so you can have a look at the view. Look at that wonderful view, because not everyone who's here has seen the wonderful view before. Yes, it's right along, gang, but winter seems to stretch on forever. Yeah. You know, I don't mind winter, right along, gang, because, sorry, I'm just stirring my coffee. Up here where I live, I mean, you can probably see, you know, we've got mountains, lots and lots of mountains. And in summer, when it gets dry, there's some flowers for Amanda. In summer, when it gets dry, we can get bushfires. And the bushfires are really quite scary. The bushfires have licked the edge of this house before, like literally. There are bits along the gutters and in the roof cavity where embers got in. And it was just incredibly lucky that the house didn't burn down. But it's something like every summer, once the first fire starts, and then of course the embers flow around in the wind and so forth, and start other fires. Lovely coffee. So yeah, I don't mind that winter is long. The roses are gorgeous, says Heather, and fire season is no joke. No jail for me, says Nicholas. So, Nicholas, have you sent a baby photo off to Dora? I don't have one to give her. Hi, Coffee, says John. John is saying hello to Coffee, Mama. Where do the ashes go? Look, I put the ashes all over the place, really. I sent a good one. Oh, nice. Okay. can't wait, Amanda. Sometimes, Nicholas, I will put the ashes in the compost bin. They do very well in the compost bin. Sometimes I'll put it on roses. Sometimes I'll use it towards filling up a wombat hole. You know, if I'm really desperate to fill a wombat hole, you start throwing everything in then. But you know, I'm emptying that ash pan like every 2 or 3 days. Sometimes it's like every day, especially in winter when it's really cold and it's going around the clock. So there's a lot of ash to spread around. Rick says, Susan, your view is awesome. You're a lucky girl. I am. A wombat hole, says Heather. Heather, have you not seen the wombat holes? I can't take you out there at the moment because I haven't got my phone on data roaming. And if I attempt to do it, I'm probably just going to either disconnect the live or put you into timeout. And I don't want to do either, but just trust me. And I'm sure you have seen a wombat hole in some of my other lives, but they're so big, you could actually hide a human body in it quite easily. So yeah, they're big. They're big. And as soon as you fill them in, usually the wombats will dig them out again overnight. I don't know if it would help, Nicholas, to be honest. Can I scatter them around the exterior of the chook pen or chicken? In Australia, we call chickens chooks. So if I revert to saying chook pen, that's what I'm talking about, is a chicken pen. No, I've never thought to do that, Nicholas. Is it something that people recommend? Let me pop you down here. Hang on, we're trying to get... if I do that, and then I sit back here... No, hang on, we've got to change the angle ever so slightly. If I do that... Heather says, I must have. I've been watching some of your back catalogue and now I'm determined to see a wombat hole. Have you seen a wombat though, Heather? I've got some shorts that I did like a year or two ago showing wombats. Where's Gimli? I haven't seen Gimli for a long time, Nicholas. Gimli just vanished. So hopefully she sort of moved to a warmer area. You've got to remember we're quite high up here in terms of altitude. So this time of year, a lot of the wild animals like to move down to sort of an area which is slightly warmer. And of course, the lower you go in altitude, the warmer you are. So I'm hoping she just moves somewhere. It deters foxes, says Nicholas. Really, does it? I didn't know that. Nicholas, you've taught me something new. I did not know that ash deters foxes. How fascinating. Oh, I'm loving this coffee. I'm loving this coffee. And really, it didn't take long from a totally cold wood stove and a cold kettle with cold water in it. It took, I think, about 8 minutes before the whistle was boiling. The whistle was boiling. The whistle was blowing on the kettle. Did Gimli go before or after the attack of the roosters? Before. I didn't let the chickens out until Gimli had been, like, I hadn't seen Gimli for about 4 weeks, and I thought, well, either Gimli has moved. Well, I suppose either way. Gimli, I thought, after 4 weeks of having not seen her, I thought she's clearly moved on somewhere. And I let the chickens out, and they'd only been out for like half an hour, 40 minutes, and a fox came through. And it wasn't Gimli, because I saw this fox. And it took half of my hens and all my roosters. Hey, Larry, welcome in, Larry. Old Hillbilly 73 is Larry. Welcome in. Walkabout says Moxie Man. I Amanda says, I saw the footage of the chickens before the fox incident. Yeah, I had a few more then. Hey, Trophy, welcome in, my love. Good to see you. We've been cleaning the wood stove this morning, and now it's nice and sparkly and clean. And then we relit it and we boiled the kettle, and now I'm enjoying a big cup of coffee because it was a big, dirty job, and I deserved a big cup of coffee. Missed the stream as I had to go into town. Was it busy in town, Trophy? It happens, says Amanda. Yeah, look, it does. It does, unfortunately. It's been a very, very long time since I lost any chickens to foxes. Yes, I did do the flu, Trophy. Got to do the flu. I do the flu. I don't do the flu every single week. I'll try and clean the stove every single week, and I probably do the flu about once a month. But then it depends that I'm burning too. Like if I was burning, some years I've only been able to burn wood, which has been a bit damp. And of course, if wood is damp and you put it in the wood box and it starts steaming, you hear the hiss. And when you're burning damp wood, you get a much, much heavier creosote buildup. And so then you would need to clean your wood stove and your flue far more often. If you don't, then what happens is the creosote prevents the airflow from flowing as well as it should, and it takes longer for your stove to get up to temperature. It certainly takes longer for your kettle to boil, and yeah, so it doesn't perform as well. It takes, and therefore it takes longer to cook your food, you know, it doesn't heat the room as well. And of course, the most important thing is, the last thing you want is a flue fire. And every winter, there's always flue fires. Who is that? Hello. It says, hi, Susan, checking in to your channel. Well, welcome in. Let me see. I couldn't quite see your name. So let me see. I do hope I don't accidentally do anything here. Oh, hang on. Let me put my cup down. Because I've got to welcome everyone. Ah, you're checking in from John's channel. Well, welcome in. IvoQR231, welcome in. They took it in installments, Nicholas, says Larry. And it was terrible, says Amanda. What have I missed? Bears. Oh, okay. You lost an entire flock over 3 nights to bears. I'm so sorry to hear that. That's no good at all. Yes, indeed. That is terrible. Well, as we've got someone new who's just come in, I'm just turning the camera around so they can see our wonderful view. You've missed a really great live stream, my friend. We've been cleaning the wood stove. Electricity solves bear problems, says Amanda. Oh no, says Nicholas. What time is it there? Is it noonish, says Ride Along Gang. Well, let me see. The live's been going 2 hours and we started at 9:30. So it must be about 20 to 12 on Saturday morning. You have the voice of an author. Who, me? Oh, well, thank you. I haven't written my book yet. I have plans to write a book, but that's why I write my stories too. Susan does live streams. Hang on. Susan, does live stream count as viewing hours on YouTube? Moxie Man, yes, it does. It does count. Yes, very much. Yes, you. Well, thank you very much, I do appreciate that. Now, it was Stephanie, wasn't it? Have I got that right? Yes, it does. It does. But no, I write my stories, and my last one I put out on my YouTube community page. I put the link up on the 15th. So yesterday, it was yesterday. I put it up yesterday. So if you have a look on my community page, you'll see a link which will take you across to the latest article. So it was Confessions of a Chimney Sweep. Yes, funny story, that one. So keep a camera on and we can watch 24/7 till we get those hours up, and I'll let it play. Oh, Moxie Man, thank you. I know lots of people do, what do you call them? Silent lives. But I can't quite get into silent lives myself. I like to give some value to the viewer. And I'm not sure how much value people would get just watching a skyline. Dora says it doesn't count if you don't comment. Look, I think, Nicholas, how it works, like if you were to watch a live, for instance, on your television, and look, I'm probably going to, I might get this wrong, but this is how I understand it. Let's say you were to watch a live on your TV. I'll put you back over there, and I'll move back over here. That would count towards watch hours. But let's say you put on, like I've got a playlist which is all my live streams. Now I don't have that many live streams because I only started doing them sort of toward the end of last year. But my live stream playlist is my longest playlist. Now, if you were to put that on the TV at your place and you ran through the entire lot, I think the first 2, 3, or 4 would probably count. But after that point, YouTube sort of cotton on that you're probably not actually watching it and that you've just got it running. So I think if I am running someone's channel, running a playlist, I will try and go in every 2 or 3 videos and leave a comment. So at least the algorithm or whatever it is in YouTube, which is sort of keeping tabs on what we're doing and what we're watching, thinks, well, there's still actually a person there watching this because there's still some interaction happening. So yeah, I think you're all right to watch 2 or 3, but I think after that, then YouTube assumes that there's not actually a real person watching it. Moxie Man says YouTube is going to get sued for stealing. Oh, well, that sounds interesting, Moxie Man. Tell me all. Oh, Ace has just put up my live stream playlist. Thank you very much, Ace. Amanda says, I hope so, Moxie Man. Oh dear, what have they done? Oh, I'm enjoying this coffee so much. Good grief. What was that? I think I just heard a duck or I heard something. It was a very strange bird. But I watched the whole thing, says Nicholas. Well, that's good. I appreciate that very much. I'm not sure how my watch hours are going. They're getting closer. I think I need about 300 watch hours to get to 3,000. And once I get to 3,000, then I get super chats and things like that. So that'll be exciting. I don't know if I'll get there in May. It would be good if I could, but it's not necessary. I mean, the only reason I sort of wanted to get it in May is because I like the month of May. It's my favourite month. It's my birthday month. It's autumn, which I love autumn. It's Mother's Day. It's the month before winter, which I also love because if we're lucky, we get lots of snow. So I love May. I love May, and I love everything about May. And I thought, gee, wouldn't it be nice to get to 3,000 in May? But, you know, if I don't, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It'll get there one way or the other. Might be June, it might be July. I think, though, the way I'm tracking, it's more likely to be maybe the first week of June is when I'll probably get my 3,000 watch hours up. 48. Oh, wow. We've got 48 thumbs up. Thank you so much, everyone who's given me a thumbs up. That's wonderful. And it will be exciting to have, you know, like super chats and things. 2 more, says Moxie Man. Oh, thank you, thank you. Well, I was halfway through your long form playlist. Yes, I've got 2 long form playlists. I think one is from 2024 and the other one is a 2025 and 2026 as a joint, because I didn't get a lot of videos done in 2025. 2025 is when my brother passed away, and I sort of went through a phase where I just wasn't in the right headspace to do long form videos, and that was a couple of months. And then earlier this year, also we had a lot of stuff happening on the farm, a lot of breakdowns. The solar system died, and the ride-on mower died, the big spray unit died. You know, lots of things. I had the car caught fire, the fridge died, and I had to get another one. So the last few months has just been like a cascade of things breaking down, and that's okay. It happens, you know, it happens. But it does sort of, when you're sort of trying to think about, all right, well, I've got to fix this, I've got to fix that, and I've got to do this, and I've got to get the car looked at, and I've still got to look for a fridge, and I've still got to look for more hay for the cattle for over winter. And like, there was so much stuff going on in my brain that I just wasn't in the right headspace to do some long form videos. But having said that, I've got one coming out tomorrow. I forgot all about that. I finally finished. Like, I've got a spring video, I've got an autumn video, I've got a winter video where we were tobogganing in the snow, and it was fantastic. But I never actually got to do the summer video. So now that we're like 2 weeks off winter, I thought I've really got to get this video done. So I have pulled my finger out and got it done, and it is scheduled to premiere tomorrow. So the time that my live started today is the same time it will premiere tomorrow. How are you, Louie? Did I say hello to you when you came in? I do hope I did, and I apologize to you greatly if I didn't. Are you well? So YouTube is doing a lot of flip-flopping on their rules. And Artwee says, I will be watching. Oh, thank you, hon. Yeah, I know. Well, I guess there's more and more people getting onto YouTube now. And I do wonder how that's going to sort of play out as time moves on. I mean, are they going to increase the amount of watch hours? But then, really and truly, as long as you're watching a channel, it shouldn't matter how many other channels are there, because YouTube are getting the revenue from the ads, which means that channels that are monetized are also getting revenue. Louis says YouTube King. Hang on. Where did it go? I'm going to have to shuffle along and have a look. Make it freaking on there. Keep changing their minds about their rules and regulations. Remembering Summer. Yeah, I thought that was a good name for the video. Remembering Summer. Because summer it feels like it was such a long time ago now. Ooh, suddenly getting dark. And the rains are meant to start tonight, which will be fantastic. Oh, so good. Luckily, I've got the gutters clean. Yes, you can't be listening like podcasts and working on our own lives. It's incredibly hard. It's incredibly hard. Usually when I'm editing a video, especially if I'm in the early stages of editing, I can have another live going on my laptop, but it's very hard. Not only does my laptop not cope, like I'm using a very old laptop, and once I open my editing software, it either wants to run the editing software or run a YouTube video. It doesn't do both all that well, and if I try and push it to do that, it starts crashing my editing software, and which really does my head in. So I can't, and I don't anymore as a rule. But it's also incredibly distracting. I find myself, you know, like I'm halfway through editing someone, and then a channel I really like comes on live, and I think, oh my goodness. And so I have to shut the editing software down, and then I start listening to a live, and then it's like 3 hours later. Let me take you back to the view. There we go. Look how dark the sky's getting. Can you see those clouds? Look at that. Look at that. It's getting dark. It's going to be 5 days of rain, I believe. YouTube Australia requires your tax file number now. Does it just? Okay. Well, that sort of makes sense, I guess. Amanda says, yes, we can't be like listening to a podcast while we're working on our own lives. Yeah. I've got to go get something to eat, leaving you running, says Ride Along Gang. Well, thank you very much. Death and taxes, says Larry, who is old hillbilly. Yes, that's true. 31%. 31%, Nicholas? What's 31%? I'm just going back through the chat and checking that I've caught up with everyone. I think I have. I think we're up to date. Amanda says, did you all hit the like? Well, we've got 47 likes. It's telling me, Amanda, and that's not too bad. Oh, I heard some black cockatoos. You know, Amanda, I've been trying to film cockatoos for you for weeks now, and I think I might have finally got some footage. 2 more for 50. I see 48, says Amanda. Honestly, it's like an auction, isn't it? Do we have 49? Do we have 49? 49 likes, 49 likes. It'll get there. But yeah, I'm just... Those clouds. Look at that sky. That's what I love about being here. It's always different. It's always different. And can you see the cows down there in the distance in the other paddock? Heather says, I logged into my TV so I could like it. Oh, thank you. Beautiful birds, says Nicholas. The cockatoos, yeah. They squawk very loudly, but then the black cockatoos, they have such a beautiful sound. I can hear some parrots. Amanda says, so I am live my time at 7:30 Central. A bonfire and a scary story. Oh, okay. There's the cows. We'll walk around the veranda. There's still some autumn leaves hanging on. Heather in Iowa says, ooh, spooky. You hear the frogs? Yes, I can hear frogs and I can hear crickets. There's some of the garden with a bit of very late autumn colour. And then we keep walking around the veranda. I haven't got data roaming, so I don't dare move off the veranda. More autumn colour. Where's the water, says Nicholas. Well, this is traditionally a very wet area, Nicholas. So the ground just tends to be very wet. I mean, I do have the fountain there, although it's not running at the moment, but the fountain's there too. And of course there's water troughs and things in the paddocks. And over in the garden, sort of, oh, now let me see, you probably can't see it and I can't take you over there, but over there is an old concrete laundry trough. And I always keep that full, and that's for the frogs and the birds. Of course, the birds use the fountain as well. I'm sticking very close to the house here, because I don't want to disconnect the live. And then we're back up on my messy veranda. Messy veranda. Must do something about that. Look, the camellias are coming out. Do you remember last year, the camellias, when they were flowering, we had lots of snow? But yes, I can hear the frogs. We got frogs, we got crickets. Walking. Still a bit of autumn colour. And then we're back round the front. I had the blinds up, but when it was snowing the other day, it was snowing all the way into the edge of the house. So I thought I better drop the blinds down so that the walkway stays clear. So I don't miss snow, says Amanda. I like snow. But then I don't get, the snow up here isn't as thick as what it can get over there. I'm sure if I had like 2 foot or 3 foot of snow, I probably wouldn't be as happy with it either. All right. Let me put you down here. I think we've got to the stage where we can... Ugh. Am I excited for it? Is your Christmas in the summer then? Well, look, we do it twice, Amanda. We do it twice. We do sort of have Christmas. But also, we have Christmas in December, of course, but for us, gee whiz, for us up here, December is an incredibly hard time to do Christmas because it's our hay season. Usually we're cutting hay and carting hay in December. So I'm quite comfortable with the concept of having Christmas in July because not only is it, if we're lucky, snowing, there's not a lot to do, or not as much to do as there is in summer. In summer, you're cutting hay, you're carting hay, it's calving time, you're like mowing the property like every 2 days. It's incredibly busy. And then on top of all of that, you're trying to get organized for Christmas as well. And it's just hard. Like sometimes Christmas is more of an afterthought. And that's also one of the reasons why I do try and go a little bit overboard with the decoration, because some years the decorating is about as far as I get. Christmas in spring makes sense. I believe I was born then. Oh, okay. And Louis says, hang on, Louis' comment has disappeared. So yeah. There's another guy that I follow. Oh, the plumber, drain addict. Yes, yes, he's awesome. He's a real cool dude. Yeah, no, he's good. We watch him on the TV quite a lot at night. My daughter loves him. She thinks he's fantastic. My coffee's gone a bit cold. But you know what's great about a wood stove? When I go in, I can just go and put that whole cup back on the wood stove. I'll warm it up again. Now, my friends, we have been here together enjoying a wonderful morning, but I think the time has come for me to end the live. We have 49 likes, but that's okay. We're not here for likes, even though likes are always good. But I would like to thank everyone for being here. Ace, thank you. You were here like 20 minutes before the live even started. No, it's 50, says Amanda. That's so awesome. He uses a high pressure. Yeah, he does. Oh, incredible. And he's got that little whirly thing that he puts down the drain, and he's got a camera on it so you can see it cleaning out the roots of the drain system. Awesome. Awesome. So yes, Ace, thank you very much for being here and for all the links that you've put up. Kirsty, you also, my love, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate you both greatly. For every time I do a live, you're both there and you just like, you just bash out the links and look, I appreciate it very much. I really do. Everyone does, because everyone gets to benefit for you being here, and it's great. I love it. Everyone who is here in the chat, thank you so much for coming in. I hope you enjoyed watching the wood stove getting cleaned, something a little bit different. I do have videos on my channel that I did from like last year or the year before, so you can see the wood stove being cleaned as well in those. But thank you so much for being here. I always enjoy my Saturday mornings. I enjoy all my lives because I'm with all my friends, and you are all my friends. And it's nice to be able to do things with friends, and especially when you do live in a fairly remote area. It's not always easy to catch up with people in person. And so for me, to be able to do YouTube and to be able to connect with so many people and so many channels, and to have so many of you come in who are taking time out of your day to spend with me, that means so much. And I really appreciate each and every one of you so much. So everyone, as you're moving into your weekend, or if you're in the Southern Hemisphere here in Australia, you are in your weekend already, but I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Louis says, see you later. So much and respect to everyone. Remember, tomorrow's not a promise. That's right. That's right. Life is not a guarantee. Life is not a guarantee. So live your best life for sure. Yes, yes. So yes, everyone, take care, be safe, spread kindness, and be beautiful. And yes, we've got my premiere tomorrow. So I might see some of you then. But yes, be beautiful. And I love you all. Thank you very, very much. And you all take care. We'll see you again soon. Bye. 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 I'll turn you around so you can see the view one last time. Oh. My smile makes others smile. Oh, that's good. That's lovely. But you're still going to look at the view. So there you go. Look at the view. Bye, everyone. Take care.